Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing great. Today, I wanted to discuss some mods that really enhance the overall replayability of Baldur's Gate 3, especially on your third, fourth, and other subsequent playthroughs. I recently just finished my second run through of the game, and for a third, I wanted to get some mods that didn't drastically change the game around, but would increase the replayability of the game through adding smaller changes throughout to make me continuously interested and surprised in the game. I'm going to break down these mods into different sections, specifically pertaining to quality of life mods, mods for leveling and difficulty, some class mods, and of course some combat oriented mods. With all of that said, let's get right into it. Starting with some quality of life mods, I'll just mention two mods that I think are the most critical, and if you are interested in some more quality of life mods, I've made a whole separate video for that in which you can view down in the description. Anyway, the two essential quality of life mods that I'd recommend for anyone on a subsequent run through of the game is the ImprovedUI or ImpUI mod and the Better Inventory UI mod. Let's start first with the ImpUI mod. It's kind of hard to say the specifics of what this mod does, but it's a mod that is a prerequisite for a lot of other quality of life mods, and thus is essential in being able to download all the inventory and other UI mods that you'd like to integrate. One significant thing this mod does itself is tweaking the character creator options in the game to provide additional options from the vanilla versions of the game, especially in regard to racial progressions. That is quite small in scope, but again, the fact that this mod is literally a supporting foundation for a bunch of other quality of life mods makes it a must download in my opinion. The Better Inventory UI mod is much more self-explanatory in what it does. The mod makes the organization and use of cluttered inventories in the game so much better, with all items that are usable and useful having backgrounds that distinguishes them from normal trash items, so you know exactly what you need to keep and what you can get rid of. This extends to all types of miscellaneous items in the game as well, such as shovels, potions, lockpicks, and so much more. I'm going to cheat a little bit and say in addition to the Better Inventory UI mod, you should download a couple other quality of life mods made by the same creator. The two I'd wholeheartedly recommend for you to install is firstly the Better Target Info mod, which cleans up and improves the target info panel in the game, giving you more vital information about items or enemies without needing to examine them every time. The other mod is the Better Hotbar mod, which essentially provides you with a plethora of customization options in regard to the game's hotbar, allowing you to tweak it and move it around in any way that you want, making the hotbar completely tailored to your own wants. With that said, let us get into the leveling and difficulty mods you should also install. These mods are some of the most interesting in this entire video, and ones that will really change up your subsequent playthroughs, so keep an open ear for these. The first mod here I want to talk about is the UnlockLevelCurve or level 13 to 20 mod. This mod adds the ability to level up to level 20 for all classes in the game, and of course it supports multi-classing as well. In addition to being able to get to level 20, spells can also be cast using higher spell slot levels added by the mod, specifically spell slot levels 7 to 9. The mod also generally adds more resources and class features for you to revel in and make it really feel like the progression of the game extends to level 20 instead of simply stopping at level 12. In my first playthrough, I didn't really have a problem with the max level of the game being level 12, but in my second run of the game, I realized I had hit level 12 extremely early in Act 3, and it kind of just made the progression in terms of leveling and upgrading just completely stop in the game's biggest act. This mod will definitely remedy that if you also have the same issue, and it's one that I highly recommend. Another great mod that I would recommend is the Adjustable Party Limit mod. The mod allows you to increase your party composition to up to 16 party members at once, allowing you to bring all of your companions along without leaving any behind at camp. This is awesome to see all of the banter between the companions throughout the game and make you truly feel like you're venturing around the world of Faerun with all of the companions you have met and connected with. Both of these mods will be great additions to your replays of Baldur's Gate 3, but of course the question of difficulty arises, as these mods will make the game significantly easier. With that, I'd recommend the Tactician Enhanced Difficulty mod, which adds several new ways to make your playthrough much more difficult, and also has the crucial ability to have enemies get stronger automatically depending on how many companions you have with you. This means that even if you've got 8 companions in combat, this mod will balance that out and allow you to customize the difficulty of the game to your heart's content, ensuring that you'll still have a challenge even when installing the aforementioned mods. Now for some great classes and subclass mods. I've got a few that I'd like to recommend, but honestly there are so many officially supported class mods out there, so before installing one of the ones that I recommend in this section, I reckon that you browse through them yourself and choose one that really appeals to you. The first class mod that I'd like to talk about is the Mindweaver class mod, which adds a whole new class to the game with of course a great number of accompanying subclasses. From the mod's description, this class is working to fill the void of psychic based classes in Dungeons and Dragons, with Mindweavers being being enigmatic masters of psionic energy, allowing them to manipulate thoughts, warp reality, and unleash devastating psychic attacks. This mod is extremely popular and for good reason, as it even supports the ability to go to level 20 with progression when using the level curve mod I discussed earlier. One other class mod that I'd also recommend for you to try out is the Blood Mage class mod. The Blood Mage also features several new subclasses for you to engage with in addition to the class itself, with the class focusing on the ability to access spells related to blood, creating a whole new type of magic in the game, in Blood Magic. It adds several new spells into the mix of combat, such as Blood Siphon, Blood Bolt, and Rend, which should really spice up the combat encounters you have in the game. This class is quite powerful, however, so I definitely recommend you to play on a higher difficulty or install the Tactician Enhanced mod if you are looking to use this class in a subsequent playthrough. The last class mod that I'd recommend is the ever popular Battle Mage class mod. The mod, as is described, is a unique hybrid class that blends together martial prowess with arcane magic, allowing you to wield both sword and spell with deadly effect. It's also got some subclasses of its own to spice up the progression of the game, and several new spells that allow you to infuse your weapons with elemental energy, allowing you to dominate the field both in offense and defense. Now, those are 3 great class mods that you can't go wrong with, but I'd like to reiterate that you should definitely browse these mods for yourself and see if something else fits your taste better before trying out one of these. Now, onto our last section, let's talk about some combat-oriented mods for Baldur's Gate 3. The first is another mod I've discussed in a prior video of mine, but it is such a great mod that I think everyone should use if they want to spice up combat encounters and the frequency of them in subsequent playthroughs of the game. This mod is the Extra Encounters and Mini-Bosses mod. This mod is one of my favorites on this entire list, as it adds 12 new mini-bosses and 29 encounters spread out throughout the game naturally, and the creator is consistently working on adding even more into the game. It adds encounters in a natural way through all 3 acts of the game, without making combat encounters feel obnoxious or annoying, and the mini-bosses have been designed in such a great way, with unique spells and passives in addition to great rewards such as items and large levels of XP when they are defeated. The other mod I'd recommend to enhance your combat experience in the game, especially if you're playing a class that is oriented around spells such as a sorcerer or a wizard, is the Mistress Spells mod. This mod is incredible as well, adding a staggering 132 new spells into the game. The mod creator has effectively implemented these mods from the ground up to be more in line with the style of spellcasting present in Baldur's Gate 3, and the creator has spent hundreds of hours tailoring this mod to be as seamlessly integrated as possible. There is of course many other combat mods you can install to spice up the combat even more in Baldur's Gate 3, but with the integration of the other leveling mods and even the class mods, I think you're all set to go with an amazing and unique combat experience in your next run through of Baldur's Gate 3. Well, that's all the mods I've got for you in today's video. If I did miss anything that you reckon should be on this list or is just generally great for replayability in Baldur's Gate 3, please let me know down below in the comments. I'm currently working on a video surrounding some cosmetic mods that I believe you should install to enhance the aesthetics of your characters and companions in your playthrough. So if you are interested, please consider sticking around. Anyway, that's all from me for today's video. If you enjoyed, please consider subbing to the channel for more Baldur's Gate 3 and RPG content, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.